about him. When you grow up around it, you see it all the time. You keep yourself in good position. You just have a little bit bigger wrestling IQ than other kids.
And he wastes no time.
Lewis is just athletically one of those kids that's a freak. He's fast, he's strong. I can tell you what you don't want to have happen if you're Colston Diblasi. You don't want Lewis on top of you with his hands locked in a cradle position. He, watched him here the last couple of years. He just dominates when he gets in that position.
Well, talking to him, he likes to stay on the mat, but is more than happy to stay up on his feet. You like to see that of a wrestler, comfortable in either position, as he continues to work on the left leg of Diblasi. Lewis, 80-3 in his high school career.
Okay, Lewis has to watch it here. Diblasi's getting a little bit funky, maybe a shallowish cradle. Doesn't got the back leg lock, but boy, he's got a weird position going. Lewis's head pops out. Let's see how official Troy Brewer scores that.
He's gonna nothing.
Great job by Troy Brewer. He waited and let him wrestle through the action. There wasn't really any control.
No control.
Stop for a second, but he did a great job.
And Lewis does get the takedown after that little bit of a scare. He scrambled out of that well and able to remain in contact.
Yep.
And with 45 seconds here.
Gets a takedown and some near fall points, I think. Did you see the official count in there?
I haven't seen any signal yet, no.
Watching Diblasi in his semifinal match, he feels comfortable in uncomfortable positions. He's long and strong. He'll get in there and kind of roll around with you a little bit. Very solid in those positions.
Diblasi going to come out the back, and if he can, he'll tie this match up. Lewis faces him, and they're going to go out of bounds with Lewis still in control.
All right, let's see if Tommy Morrow's the side judge there, side official. Troy Brewer, the head official. And Tommy's going over there and saying, hey, listen, that was one. That was loss of control.
Short amount of time here. And
couldn't talk him into it. So Ernesty goes back down. Lewis on top. Diblasi's not having any of the calls going his way here.
And so after one period, the match most circled and highlighted when they saw after semifinals, Lewis and Diblasi.
Lewis's choice, and he'll defer. Diblasi takes top. So kind of live by the sword, die by the sword here. Both these guys think they can turn the other guy, and they're going to go on top.
Straight into a stand-up, but brought right back down by Diblasi. Tripoding up. He's got to be aware of that cradle in there as Diblasi tries to put it in.
Now, can you cradle a cradler here? Because this is how Lewis makes his living, too. He knows the position. He knows how to turn a guy. Knows what makes a guy uncomfortable when you're trying to turn him.
He's doing a good job of keeping his hips wide and unable to be turned at this point.
Diblasi doing a good job of breaking that head down to the knee and getting his hands locked. Now, we've seen the hands locked twice here. The difficult part sometimes is turning him, and there he goes.
Tilted up.
He's going to get the near fall this time.
Shoulder up too high right now to get a point, but he will get those back points.
He got the backs.
3-2 lead for Colton Diblasi.
Diblasi's going to try to lock it up again.
Hand fighting inside, and he locks him back up again. Taking the number one ranked wrestler, 126, to his back. Consecutive attempts, 6-2. Now for Colton Diblasi, just a freshman.
A lot of kids will ask you, how do I stop that? Well, you don't let him get his hands locked. You get in that position.
And he got him in a third time.
You know this guy's going to cradle you up. Next time he breaks his hands, you get a hold of one of them and keep it so he doesn't get his hands locked.
9-2 the lead now.
Park Hill kind of serving notice here. This is a head-to-head with Blue Springs.
And they're going to give it to him again. They say he didn't break contact. They say he re-broke his hands and brought it back together. That is what has led to a 10-point lead. And one more time. 10 seconds left in the match, and another 3 count goes against
10 seconds left in the period.
Daniel Lewis.
What do we got? 15-2 right now?
15-2 is a score.
All right, now they're going to change it around. I bet Lewis goes on top.
I think it'd be a safe bet. Frustration easily seen by Lewis on his face. He has just one loss this season. It came at the Gateway Duels in St. Louis to a wrestler from Tennessee. Not normally in this position. Normally flip the script for Lewis.
Now, if I'm Coach Ernesty, I say, Colston, no matter what you do, don't let your head get near your knee. The only way Lewis can get back in this match is to do the same thing that Diblasi just did to him.
And that's what Lewis is going to try to do.
Diblasi's got a Granby cradle kind of locked up here. He's got to see if we can get this thing turned over. If he posts on this inside elbow here, gets his weight up on it, he might have some success.
And he's got him up there.
Oh boy, he had him stacked.
Oh, he had him stacked. Diblasi did everything he could to kick himself out of that. Lewis stacking him up on his neck for a second. Not enough to get a count or a pin. Just over a minute left in the 126-pound finals. 13-point lead for Colton Diblasi.
And Diblasi's he's doing the right thing. He's getting a hold of something, and he's going to hang on to it. The clock's his friend right now.
Lewis cranking hard on that neck and arm.
Yeah, but he's getting too high. Diblasi's going to come
and reversal.
That'll do it. Tech fall.
That's a tech fall and in a gigantic upset.
Huge upset.
Daniel Lewis, the #1 ranked wrestler in Class 4, upset by Colton Diblasi of Park Hill. And those two might see each other later on this season. Well, that was exciting, but we've got a whole lot more. 132 coming up next here on Time Warner Cable Metro Sports at Winnetonka High School.